Greetings, chuckleheads! We've got another one for ya, so let's dig in!
Human being.
That's the fetus of another animal, right?
No. Yes. What do you think?
Well, you're trying to play me with that. That is the fetus of a whale, right?
The thing is, it's
think I'm not totally online like you?
literally the same thing with the human fetus.
Okay, so if I Photoshop
How do you define life?
well, something that's living,
How do you define life?
something that's living.
Something that's living. Is it
Yeah.
living?
Well, is the fetus dead?
Is a fetus that is attached to a mother.
Now you're
living.
just adding more descriptions to the argument. I'm asking you, is the fetus dead?
In this case, yes.
But so something that's growing inside of you is dead?
It's attached to the mother.
Okay, but
so
irrelevant.
Why mother
sir,
have the
irrelevant.
rights?
Is it dead? Please give me a yes or no. Please tell me that something that's living, that's receiving nutrients in your body, is dead. Please tell me that,
How do you
sir.
state dead?
Response: the Jester's rapid-fire bullet points. Premise 1. Every human being has the right to live in the United States. Premise 2. Prenatal development are the primary stages of human being. Premise 3. A human being cannot abdicate their prenatal stages. Conclusion: those developing in their prenatal stages are human beings with the right to live in the United States. Now perhaps that'll help somebody, or perhaps somebody can find a flaw in my logic. Even so, it would have been nice to have a better definition for life. Life is an existent that is a collection of biological processes that has the potential to reproduce.
I'm feeling really ashamed and embarrassed and horrified by the American government right now.
Yeah.
I never thought in my entire life I would see U.S. citizens killed for exercising their right to protest, like they killed Alex Preddy and Renee Good in the streets of Minneapolis, or small 5-year-old children used as human bait. Thousands of children are being held in detention centers all over this country, like Dilley outside of San Antonio, in deplorable conditions. They are dying from lack of medical care. They are getting sick from dirty water.
Liar! Jiminy Christmas! Anna Navarro is like that super cunt auntie that, like, the very reason you avoid family gatherings during the holidays because you know she's gonna be there with her stupid face. But the real issue here is all the false information that just came flying out of her fat face. I encourage everyone to do their own research and delve into this psycho's claims for yourself. For example, and concerning the so-called deplorable conditions, when you try to delve into that, you're going to find like an avalanche of articles confirming what Navarro is saying, except they don't offer any evidence either. The best they got are testimonies from people we are kicking out of this country. Hot take: I want conditions to be less than desirable. I want those people to have a horrible time on their way out so they don't come back. We give these people the absolute bare minimum and then boot them the hell out of here. Our next clip features Miss Navarro melting down over a reporter being told to smile more often.
Whether it's
Give
Kristen,
me a break.
What do you mean give me a break? Kristen Walker
This
this week.
it's Kristen.
Caitlin Walker,
I'm
Caitlin
sorry.
Collins last
I've
week.
worked with
The woman
Kristen
he
when I
called
worked
Piggy.
at the White
What
House.
do you give
For
me
you
a
to
break?
say
Have
that
you
you're
no
going up
shame
against
as a
those
woman
women? No.
that we hear
Kristen
him
was
call them
tougher
ugly
on-
and piggy and
Kristen
crooked
was
and
tougher
liars
on him
and
in
stupid
that
and bad
interview
journalists?
than I have seen
you
most.
absolutely
That's
no
probably the
solidarity with
toughest
women?
interview I've
Oh
seen
my
him
God, I
face
can't believe you
to
sit
date.
here and tell
He
me to give
pushed
you a
up
break.
against
But
her
in
because
this
she was a
network,
tough
we hear
journalist.
him
Not because
tell
she was a
our
woman.
journalist that
Caroline,
she's not fit to be a journalist because she doesn't smile. How dare you tell me to give you a break? Have some shame.
I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Good old son of Houston can kiss my American ass. And so can the world, and so can our fucking allies too. Fuck all of them. The world needs us, not the other way around.
And at this point, I am embarrassed at our government. I'm embarrassed at our lack of health care. I'm embarrassed on the assault on the press. I'm embarrassed of our Congress. I'm embarrassed by the criminal felon president that is in the Oval Office that has a UFC cage on the White House lawn.
It's really American, Sonny.
I'm embarrassed about all those things. And I'm also embarrassed at how America is now seen across the globe. I don't think that many Americans understand that we are part of a wonderful global community. And when you look at our allies are now giving us a 1-star rating as a country, while I am conflicted about this country because I feel that it is, at this point, a failed experiment, quite frankly.
Name one continent.
Pass. Come
on.
Continent?
Continent.
Zimbabwe. No.
That is a country. That's a country.
India? I really don't know, dude.
Okay, what continent are we on?
United States of America.
No.
That is a country.
I'm gonna stop talking because everyone's gonna think I'm dumb.
What is the continent below our continent?
I don't know, the Pacific Ocean?
What is
That's the ocean.
what is the continent that Brazil is on?
I don't know.
Did somebody say the icy one?
Iceland?
What's the icy continent? The
Oh, North Pole. I don't fucking know.
Starts with an A.
What two countries border the USA?
And then Mexico.
That's one.
And then
Okay.
the other state we hate.
What's the other country?
Russia.
Yes.
Whoa! Not exactly the smartest tool in the shed, are ya? I don't know, maybe we should adopt Japanese-style teaching techniques or educational practices.
That's just awful. How terrible. Oh no.
Who do we call when we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun?
I wouldn't call the police.
Why wouldn't you call the police?
I don't trust them.
A Cypress College adjunct professor is now on leave after a Zoom video of an exchange with student Braden Ellis, who calls police heroes, went viral.
I have a difficult job, but we have to have
All of them?
life. Oh, I'm not. I mean, I'd say a good majority of them.
You're saying police officers should be revered, viewed as heroes? They
I
belong
think
on
it's-
TV shows with children?
I think they are heroes in a sense because they come to your need and they come and help you. Who do we call when we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun?
I wouldn't call the police.
Why wouldn't you call the police?
I don't trust them.
College professor berating one of her students after he argued police officers are heroes. That student, Cypress College freshman Braden Ellis, joins me now. Braden, I mean, the video, watching you in that moment, in that class, and I'm going to almost say class in quotation marks, but I'll let you tell us about that. It's stunning, man. What was your professor's explanation for some of those answers? I mean, what you were saying, I think almost everyone listening is like, yeah, police are heroes. And you, of course, said by and large, there are exceptions, but she refused to accept that answer. What was her argument?
I think her argument, and good morning, and thank you for having me, Will. I appreciate it. I think her argument was, she's more of a left-wing person, and I think she was trying to get a gotcha moment out of me. And I just remained calm and respectful and gentle with her arguments. And I think she was trying to get that gotcha moment and to confuse me and just say, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you said, you know, a left-wing ideology or a left-wing point of view or left-wing agenda. I think you're right, because clearly in the exchange that I can see here, she's talking about the police department, its history, its ties to runaway slaves. She's tying all of this history to men and women in uniform today trying to protect us from someone who might harm us, invade our home, or whatever it may be. And when you brought that up to her in a longer clip, you said, who would you call? Her answer was what, Braden?
No one. She wouldn't call anybody. And I was expecting an answer such as she would call a social worker, because a lot of Democrats are calling for social workers. And I was assuming she would say social worker. And she said, no one. And I said, would you have a gun on you? And she said, no. And I said, okay, well, that was interesting. And I was very surprised by that. And I've never heard an answer like that. It's quite interesting.
Left-wing nut jobs and criminals. These are the people that distrust the police.
Black women, especially Black women who have Black male children, live in fear and agony every single day. A fear and agony that I promise you, the Metcalfs probably never spent a day living that way. And we're going to have just some real conversations about race in this country.
Why is Crock-a-shit using the suffering of one group of people to minimize the suffering of others? Then we further the damage by skipping off into the weeds about how we should consider the murder weapon.
Identify code 187. MDK. Murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill. Murder, death, kill.
Not as important as our graffiti problem.
Wait a minute, was it a switch? I don't know what he had.
It was like it seemed like it was a multi-tool, almost like a Swiss Army.
Like with like with the little scissors and everything and whatever. So it was small. Well, I would have argued the size of it alone, you wouldn't even think it's a deadly weapon.
Jiminy fucking Christmas! It gets worse! Keep in mind, Jasmine Crockett is trying to justify murder. Do white people deserve this shit simply because they're white?
I mean, can we just be real about this? Like, who was, I mean, like, why you rolling up on somebody and being like, get out? Like, This is, to me, this is the culture that is being instigated. Yeah. Mostly because of like, you know, y'all know how we say on the internet, don't let your president get you right? Like, because people get bold. They get real bold with us right now, like, you know, and this whiteness and this replacement theory crap that they on and all of this kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, we the victims, because the fact that, you know, any kid would feel like it makes sense to walk in and see this particular kid. I mean, we've all interpreted that there was a race component to this.
You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
We need to probably say this 1,000 more times. The police ain't your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. They're not your friends.
What is happening?
35 years for a kid who had decided to go under a tent that was not his team's tent as it was raining, and simply didn't want to be put out in the rain by some random kid that he didn't know who was larger than him. Listen, a lot of people don't know what it is to live as a black person in this country, but just like you can give the benefit of the doubt to so many police officers when they go out and they shoot some black unarmed person, even though they are trained, the fact that there was little to no mercy seen or humanity seen when this black boy said that I was scared.
Do you really expect me to flip and believe that? How about no? Number 2.5, get rid of these clowns! You heard the boss, time to go! Don't forget gift basket on the way out! Race hustlers, people like Jasmine Crockett, they like to spin their stories, hyperbole, platitudes, or outright falsehoods. And when real injustice occurs, it would be buried under an avalanche of fictions. Rather than solving problems, these people would have us chase their ghosts. It's both tiring and despicable.
I just covered in Lefties the deplorable antics of Jasmine Crockett. She's essentially said that she too would have stabbed teenager Austin Metcalf under similar circumstances. What do you make of some of the statements she has made this week? Is she angling for a show on CNN or MS Now? What is her grift here?
Before we start, can I start with a pro-Jasmine Crockett comment? I don't know. I just want to say this.
Hello?
Yeah, I want to give a quote from Jasmine Crockett. If someone in this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad-built butch body, would that be bad? Oh, that was about her talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, the first and only time I've ever agreed with Jasmine Crockett. But look, if she would have stabbed, she would have made the stabbing of this poor athlete in Texas, she would have been in jail for 35 years. And I think our country would be better off for it. Look, Jasmine Crockett is, as the president says, a low IQ person. But more than that, those comments, all joking aside, are absolutely evil. She completely and totally justified the murder of this kid, okay? She went on this podcast and she was trying to deny all the facts in the case, right? She was saying that the knife actually wasn't really big enough to kill him. She was all of the facts that led up to the murder, she was denying and she was changing. It was really horrible. What do you expect from a person who actually Jasmine Crockett actually inspired one of my videos when she famously said, just because you commit a crime doesn't make you a criminal. And I did a video that you and I talked about. So yeah, by the way, she's an attorney. She's an actual lawyer, if you could believe that. So
this is what's remarkable.
I know.
How is she an attorney? Because some of the stuff she says isn't just morally reprehensible. It just betrays such incredible ignorance of the law, of just things that you would expect a child to know. She seems oblivious about.
Crocker shit is just the gift that keeps on giving. Mira, pendejo. It's not cool to be a gangbanger.
She just threw away our sign.
Sound like you're transgender. Hey, guess what?
There it is.
Hey, guess what? We love ice, right?
Hey, excuse me, miss. Why'd you just rip up my sign, miss? Why'd you just rip it up, ma'am? Ma'am, why'd you rip it up? Why'd you rip it up, ma'am? You're on camera. You're gonna be arrested. Hey, call the police. Call the police right now. Yeah, actually, we're gonna get her arrested. We got it all on camera. What's your name, miss?
Why would you do that?
Your mom.
What's your name?
Your mom.
Very mature. Very mature.
Do you like to assault conservatives? Is that what you do? Is you like to do violence, ma'am? All right, guys, so we already got assaulted once today. I just got off with Phoenix PD, or Scottsdale PD, sorry. We are in Scottsdale Fashion Square. The report is done. The lady will be booked for criminal, criminal destruction of property. I believe that's what the officer told me. She'll be booked. We will be releasing the full report online in a few days, so stay tuned.
How do we get here? Do we really have to resort to behaving like petulant children? Dear Lord, baby Jesus, if you would please put your tiny little minuscule hand upon the earth and her very stupid people, Lord. Reach out beyond the sacred bassinet, bestowing baby blessings. Oh, thank you, infinite baby Lord. Amen.
I am in New York, which is exciting, and I'm here for the summer. I'm going to do something here in New York at the end of July, and I'll tell you all about it tomorrow on the red carpet at the Tonys, and where you can get tickets if you'd like to come. So look for that, would you?
If you grew up in New York, you knew he was an asshole and a liar from day one. And I am 64 years old and my whole life here. So I remember when his planes were repossessed off the runways at LaGuardia. I remember when he was broke. I remember when he would call up places and pretend to be his own publicist. He is a con man, he is a narcissist, and he is a psychopath, if you ask me.
A lot of energy in New York right now. We're kind of having a moment. I wanted to ask you, feel that energy?
I feel the energy since I arrived 2 days ago. And for the first time in maybe 10, 15 years, there were paparazzi waiting for me at the airport. I was like, what the hell is this? A throwback in time? Did I walk through a portal? Like, it is not 1995, you know? But it was wild. They wanted to see my facelift. I'm like, if you had read the poem I wrote about it, nobody could see it. It's only from here down. It's called a deep lower. It's really to get rid of your chin and your sad lines, which they got rid of.
Much like the groundhog, periodically the old curmudgeony shrew must emerge from her hovel to locate her shadow. We all know what that means.
Winter's coming.
You really think that Iran's government, their laws and their policies that come from the Ayatollah, which is a dictator who runs under Islamic rule, is more equally oppressive? Is it equal oppressive as Donald Trump? Yes. Okay. So is it illegal here in America to divorce your husband?
No, but it's incredibly difficult, and it's incredible.
So it's not illegal. You won't be arrested for doing that, right?
No.
You would be arrested for that in Iran.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it illegal for you guys to walk around without your head covered?
No, but that's a different religious belief as well as legal. And again, it's not the same kind of oppression.
Well, do you think it would be oppressive if Donald Trump came out and did an executive order demanding you guys to cover your hair in public?
Sure, it's not a religious belief that we share.
Would you go to jail for leaving your house without your husband's permission here in America?
Sorry, come again?
Would you go to jail for leaving the house without your husband's permission here in America?
No, but again, it's a different kind of oppression.
I don't even know where you would begin to justify the statement that President Donald Trump oppresses women. But to then go on and say that Islam is just as bad is absolutely insane. I'm going to have to do a video about the excesses of Islam fairly soon here, because the left's obsession with that religion is almost incomprehensible.
Okay, so what is your hypothesis, and how would you falsify it?
The hypothesis is that God is real and Jesus establishes a moral divine law, right? A divine truth. Like that right there is the simplicity of something like the law of gravity, which proves to us that God exists.
How do we know it comes from God and you're just not randomly attributing it to God? How is there a way for us to know? But I also wanted to ask why God wouldn't make it more obvious. Why is it a guessing game?
Video is linked for full context. Questions that do not get answered, and a God hypothesis that doesn't reach the level of observation well summarizes the exchange. God is real is an assertion of the proposition in question, and I'm uncertain as to whether or not Jesus was an exceptional moral teacher, given some of his claims. An entire video could be dedicated to detailing the questionable teachings of Jesus Christ. Consider Matthew 10:34-36 and Matthew 15:26, and one of the most bizarre and perplexing, Matthew 5:29-30.
Now, I want to ask you about Sharon and Jack Osborne. They have not held back in their criticism of British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Have a listen to this.
You feel not 1 ounce of security when this man talks.
He's the perfect example of what I said about there being really two classes of people, urban and rural. That is a man who has lived and breathed every day of his life in an urban environment, who has no real understanding of what people who don't live in a city.
Do you know what he used to do?
Yeah, he was
a immigration lawyer.
Yeah.
For terrorists.
Kinsey, struggling to find anything I disagree with in that little clip.
Well, I'm currently in his country and he can be pretty retaliatory towards his critics. So I'm going to tiptoe. But the Osborne said what a lot of frustrated people are already saying at the dinner table here in the UK. I'm hearing it in the streets. I'm hearing it at Buckingham Palace. The public is increasingly rewarding authenticity and punishing politicians who sound like they were assembled by consultants. So hopefully the Prime Minister listens to some of their feedback and is listening to the feedback of the public, because they're pretty unhappy here in the streets.
The natives are getting restless over in the UK. The following is just one example of some of the Gestapo shit that they've got to put up with.
So you have a problem with my words?
Yes.
Because a filthy migrant just spat on me?
Yeah, that is
and you've got the issue with me?
We have a duty to challenge that language, yeah, because we're police officers. And it's
because he's filthy and he's a migrant and he attacked me like the other one.
We're trying to help you report which is offensive, isn't it? We can't not challenge that language because there's people in the public.
Okay, what's your numbers? So you'll find my language offensive. 1483 3028.
I'm still happy to help you with your
1192.
Challenge you when you use language like that. Especially when you're here in the public as well, because obviously the people walking past us. I think that's fair.
Well, I think filthy migrants attacking English people is disgusting.
Yeah, but you're also swearing as well, madam.
And that's an issue. Since when is swearing a crime?
We have to get spoken to with respect too. Like and you're in public where there's people, kids not too far away. Just doing our job. People can hear that.
Well, I'm not interested in the PC lecture. If you want to take my details, that's fine.
Okay.
But I'm.
What? There's no order! As if justice just disappears!